Get up. All right. Hey. So let me just give it a couple seconds, make sure I'm actually live. Looks like I am. All right. So hey, it is Timeout Tuesday, episode 155. So this is the 155th episode that I've been coming to you live every Tuesday. Somewhere around this time, between about 12:30 and 2:30 or so. Today, as you can see, scrolling across annoyingly, is Goodbye 2020. This is going to be the last episode that I'll be producing for 2020. I'll continue doing them in 2021, but this is the final episode for 2020, and I think that we can all probably agree that saying goodbye to 2020 is not necessarily the worst thing. Um, from following lots of people online and friends on social media, if we really look back through 2020, it wasn't all a total disaster. Good things happened to a lot of people. People had positive changes in their lives, positive things happened in their families. Um, certainly a lot of negative things happen along the way too, some of which were related to the pandemic. Other things were just that life happens, unfortunately, during the pandemic when sometimes things happen and they're compounded by a pandemic and the things that we had to do or not do because of a pandemic. It made things far more difficult. And many of us experienced those kind of things as well throughout the course of this past year. We're in about the approximately the 10th month since the school closed down in the beginning of March, and you know. I didn't really know that this would go this long, and I certainly didn't think that there was a real clear path to how we would get through something as long as this. And I'm pretty sure almost everybody can agree that trying to envision this path 10 months ago would have been very difficult. Including where we are right now, the direction that we're heading in, and what the next year will look like. Although I think most of us also agree that it's highly probable that 2021 will be a better year than 2020. But I think the thing that's really important right now is, as we kind of close down this year and say, everyone just wants to say goodbye to this year and pretend it never happened. We learned a lot of things during this year. We learned a lot of things about ourselves. We learned a lot of things about what's important to us. We learned different ways that we can accomplish things, be productive, how to work differently, how to go to school differently, how to train in something differently, how to take lessons in something differently, how to exercise, things that work, things that don't work. And many of us develop new skills, new hobbies, new interests. Um, in many ways, I think that a lot of people bettered themselves, and I think that it'll make people stronger over the course of time. I hope so. And I think it's really important that while we want to say, sayonara to this year completely, we don't lose touch with how much we learned, what we gained, and we kind of compartmentalize that. And we make sure that we're the product of this experience. Especially our younger people are going to remember these things that they lived through and how they adapted to these changes. And I think it could be formative for them, and I think it'll be formative to a large extent to many of us that didn't think we were going to change very much, that we were older, and that things weren't going to change much. And then all of a sudden, boom, they changed pretty severely, and we were forced to kind of dig down deep and see what was important to us. So I'm going to close out this year by just suggesting that everybody give a little thought, reflect back on the year, things that you did, the ways that you adapted to not being able to do things that you like to do, things that you gave up completely or things that you took on as brand new. And just remember that that was the product of this whole year. A lot of things happen over this year. It can be like a blur when you're trying to close down the year with the holidays and all these other things. But I really think if a lot of you think about it, like myself, you'll be, I guess, a little bit astounded about how many different things you dealt with over the course of the year and how it might change you for maybe even the rest of your life. So with that said, I hope that everybody is already having a very nice holiday season with their families, being safe, secure, healthy. Um, I hope that everybody has an absolutely wonderful New Year's Eve. Again, safe with your loved ones, keeping everyone happy and healthy. Let's have a great new year. I will see everybody at the dojo today and tomorrow. Then we're closed down for the weekend. We resume classes on Monday in 2021, and I'm just looking forward to the ongoing success of our students and our instructors and everybody's health. That's the most important thing. So with that said, peace to everybody. Happy New Year.